So what exactly was said today when Jerome Powell spoke in Washington, D.C. in the Economic Club? So we actually live streamed this on our YouTube channel for free for everyone to see. It is a little bit of a longer live stream, so I wanted to summarize it for you and share with you how we decided to trade Jerome Powell's discussion today. What's going on, team? It's Ricky here with TechBot Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having an amazing Tuesday. I hope that you learned something new, and if you do, please consider dropping a thumbs up and subscribing as I upload new videos every single day about the market. We decided to play it super safe. On the original push, by the time that it was already pulling back, you could see that I'm up 14,480 on the day. Originally, when it was actually indicating signs of an uptrend, I reduced my position size very, very early. I sold back to my one lucky share and it gapped up a little bit further. I played it safe. It ended up correcting itself. And then as it pulled on back, it began showing signs of a support. And if you look at it, it was showing signs of a support at the same range that we were right at market open. Our Learn Plan Profit team was made very well aware of this, of like, hey, SQQQ is approaching previous highs for the day. For TQQQ or NASDAQ, we're beginning to show signs of a support. This is literally as textbook as it gets for the 3 stages of a reversal: rejection, consolidation, and then confirmation. This time around, because I was a little bit more prepared, I said, hey, if the market actually begins to indicate signs of a recovery, I know the resistance range that was set right around 2647. I know exactly what I'm waiting for confirmation, and that's when I can step on the gas. So I went from being up nearly $4,000, around 38,890 if I'm not mistaken, all the way up to being up, over $14,000. So on that last trade alone, I made over $10,000 as the NASDAQ began to indicate signs of an uptrend. And I want to explain to you, I trade with a pretty decent dollar amount. This was an 8.6% move from lows to high, a short opportunity from high to low of around 7.14%. And again, this is why I love the idea of day trading. From overall lows to highs of, again, what in a perfect world, that's 5.69%. So we're talking about 5.7, we're talking about 7.5, and then we're talking about 8.5. That's so much movement today. Today you either loved it or you hated it, right? There's no in between. And we just really, really enjoyed today. Why? Well, because anytime that we were showing signs of it being overbought, we did not hesitate to lock in profits. And even right now, this thing is still trying to, go back and test previous highs, but I'm cashed out for the day. I left myself with my one lucky share, and I'm excited to follow up tomorrow. That is literally it, right? What exactly did Jerome Powell say that caused so much uncertainty or so much volatility? I wanted to highlight specific points, right? The main concern for today is Jerome Powell, who is the head of the Federal Reserve, is he going to continue to remain dovish, meaning not as aggressive to continue to raise interest rates, or is he going to go back to being hawkish, meaning being aggressive with future interest rate hikes? We really began to see a shift in the market, at least this is my opinion, when he began to speak about, and I wanted to quote this, it says, in quote, "The reality is we're going to react to the data," Powell said. So if we continue to get, for example, strong labor market reports or higher inflation reports, right? Just like the up and coming CPI data report that's going to be released 1 week from now on February 14th at 2 p.m. Eastern time. If that report comes in hotter than expected, the thing that he said that the Federal Reserve will focus on doing is it may well be that the case that we have to do more raises of rate hikes than what's already priced in, meaning that if the data comes in hotter than expected, meaning that if inflation is not continuing to actually come down month over month and inflation begins to go back up, which I believe that it will, right? I believe that we've done such a beautiful job from 9.1%, that was our peak inflation, it was a 40-year high, to now being at 6.5%. If you look at it, it's almost like a perfect chart of, consistently declining month after month, which is great. But what happens when it's not so perfect anymore? This is where I believe a lot of the uncertainty is going to come, kind of just come to light as the Federal Reserve begins their more aggressive quantitative tightening. They're nowhere close to the $95 billion that they expect to actually wipe off of their balance sheet month after month. They say up to 95 billion, 65 billion of that being on treasury yields, and 30 billion of that being in mortgage-backed securities. This is something that we haven't seen in a really long time. And what we know is when they increase their balance sheet, meaning quantitative easing, right? The economy thrives, right? There's more money being made. But when they begin to tighten up their balance sheet, the exact opposite reaction is normally what is expected. So this is something that I feel like we have not prepared for. And it was that comment alone that I feel like brought a lot of uncertainty, and that caused this initial and supported this initial reaction. But one thing that I said in today's live stream is, remember, the market can literally react however it wants. We've seen many times that a specific economic report comes out, and it might come out better than expected, but the market reacts in a negative way because right now, bad news is good news and good news is bad news. Or we've seen earning reports where they come in better than expected, yet the stock itself still sells off. It is so simple if you don't overcomplicate it, right? All we focused on today was focused on direction. We knew that volatility was going to present itself today. Today was not a day for beginner traders, to say the least, right? Which is why we focused on one thing. We talked about position size, and we also talked about not being afraid to lock in profits. There is no time for being greedy. In a perfect world, yes, if I would have gone long originally with a full $350,000 or $400,000 position, this was nearly a 6% move, and then this was almost an 8% move. In a perfect world, I should be up, $60,000, but guess what? I'm not. I'm up 14,000. I'm still very grateful for it because guess what? I'm not a perfect trader, and we have to be okay with that. You need to understand that in days like this, this is where day traders can thrive if you don't implement bad habits. And the idea of having no exit plan or being so greedy that you never actually end up locking in profits and going from a green trade to a red trade, at least in my opinion, it's one of the worst feelings. So I just wanted you to have a better understanding of what was said in today's discussion with Jerome Powell and why the market reacted that it did. If you have any questions about what we covered today, please, all I literally ask you to do is send me a direct message via Discord or via Instagram, which is the first or third link in the description down below. Friendly reminder, I am verified on both YouTube and Twitter and Instagram. I have no other accounts. There's a bunch of fake accounts out there that will try to tell you to message them through WhatsApp and to send them money. I don't do any of that, right? My team, myself, we will never reach out to you. We never ask for money. We don't trade for anyone. I offer one thing and one thing only, and you kind of got a taste of it today. And it was my live trading session with our Learn Plan Profit team. So you saw a couple of my trades if you tuned on in, during Jerome Powell's discussion. I took a couple of trades. I focused on locking in profits. I was explaining my thought process. I do that live every single morning. I trade live every single morning at market open. If the market's open, I am live exclusively with my Learn Plan Profit team. So if you want to work with me on a closer basis, if you want access to me and to watch me trade live every day, again, just ask yourself, would that be of value for you as you're learning how to do something, to watch someone do that every single day? If so, I encourage you, take 2 minutes, click the second link down below, learn more about our Learn Plan Profit group, and see if it's a good fit for you. Right now, we're running our biggest sale. It's $150 off. It's a one-time payment, lifetime access, and you can watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow. Stop guessing and start actually understanding what you need to do in the market and stop implementing these bad habits. So I'm super excited to follow up. I would not be surprised if by tomorrow, because of, right now a lot of headlines are saying, Jerome Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve, is saying that inflation is coming down. That's not a surprise, right? That's not new news. We've seen that from 9.1 to 6.5. That's been available since literally last month. I think that this could be a potential bull trap. I think that because markets are already super overbought, I think that we shall see a nice little pullback because of what was said. And I think what he said is that the Federal Reserve could be hawkish. And I think Jerome Powell knows that we've had a very beautiful from 9.1 to 6.5 decline, and I don't think it's going to continue that way. But again, that's just my opinion. Nonetheless, it doesn't matter. We focus on one thing, and that's market direction. So I'm very excited to follow up tomorrow. I don't care if the market sells off or if it goes up. As long as we focus on direction, there's always money to be made. So I appreciate your time. Hope that we're into thumbs up. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and you guys know exactly how to reach out to us. So if you're part of our LPP team, we'll see you tomorrow at market open. And if you're not just yet, click that second link, and I'll see you tomorrow at market open for our live trading session. Like always, always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.